Oh dear lord, the Sky are screwed. The Sky are screwed. You might say the sky is falling. But yeah, the Sky GM has come out. Apologies there. The Sky GM has come out and talked about the team's bad start, and there are some things that I'm like, oh dear God, this team is screwed.
The Chicago Sky are in free fall, and the sky isn't just falling. It's crumbling like a poorly constructed skyscraper in a Hollywood disaster flick. The team's 2025 WNBA season has started with a thud, and general manager Jeff Pagliocca has lit a match in the middle of the chaos.
Yeah, it's going down in Chicago. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. We got the Chicago Sky general manager Jeff P throwing Angel Reese under the bus. Jeff P said he's had enough of missed layups
By publicly calling out rookie sensation Angel Reese. This wasn't a gentle nudge or a private heart-to-heart. No, Pagliocca grabbed the microphone in a press conference, stared down the media, and delivered a line that felt like a scripted bombshell. We need more out of Angel Reese. No vague platitudes about team effort or collective growth.
Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Again. And I had just complimented Angel Reese for being efficient. I had just complimented Angel Reese for putting together a respectable performance. Of course, the Chicago Bravado, they still got their ass kicked, but that doesn't matter. All that matters to the lonely men who follow Angel Reese on social media is that she looks good. But like I told you guys the other day, an excellent performance from Angel Reese, it is rare.
He named her, singled her out, and left no room for misinterpretation. This wasn't constructive criticism. It was a public execution. The kind that trends on X and dominates SportsCenter highlight reels. In the cutthroat world of professional sports, where egos are fragile and optics are everything, this was the basketball equivalent of tossing a Molotov cocktail into the locker room and walking away, whistling. Angel Reese didn't just enter the WNBA in 2024. She stormed in like a hurricane, carrying more charisma than Kanye West at a fashion show and generating a media frenzy rivaling Taylor Swift crashing an NFL game. Dubbed Chi Barbie by fans and marketers alike, she was more than a rookie. She was a walking headline, a brand in motion, a cultural phenomenon. With her LSU NCAA championship pedigree, larger-than-life personality, and social media empire.
It's a long season, there's a lot of game left, but this is unexpected and I've been very disappointed. General manager Jeff Pagliocca told the Sun Times as he sat in seats at Barclays Center watching his team's morning shoot-around. We had pretty big, significant expectations for the season, which is why I made the moves I made. His assessment was that the Sky's 2-6 need to improve everywhere going into to address the lack of cohesion on defense and poor shooting. Going into Tuesday night's loss, they let a league worst 90.1 points per game. We're shooting just 39%.
Reese was sold as the savior of a Chicago Sky franchise desperate for relevance. The expectations were astronomical. Think LeBron James in Cleveland, but with better hair and a TikTok following. Fans envisioned her hauling championship trophies on day one, while the front office saw dollar signs in merch sales and packed arenas. But fast forward to June 2025, and the dream is fraying. The Sky are 2-6, hemorrhaging points at a league-worst 90 per game, and shooting a dismal 39% from the field. Suddenly, the same front office that hyped Reese as a generational talent is treating her like a clearance rack Barbie with scuffed heels and missing accessories.
Oh, this was it. Let me start it over here. So Angel Reese hair was pulled, and she immediately, oh my God, she pushed the player. Camila Cardoso stepped in. Come on, bro. This is bad. This is bad. Angel Reese did speak to reporters immediately after the game. Check out what she had to say. Roll the footage, man.
And I kind of been a passer all my career. I came out of high school as the #1 wing and trying to get back to that, trying to get back to being super versatile. And Tyler made that emphasis early on in the season. And I didn't understand it. And I really was kind of confused and trying to figure it out. And I'm still figuring it out.
The stats tell a sobering story. In 2025, Reese is averaging 10 points per game on a chilly 35% shooting clip. Her rebounding remains elite, 12 boards a night, crashing the glass like a bulldozer on a mission. But rebounding alone doesn't win games, especially when you're clanking wide-open layups like you're allergic to the rim. Compare that to her 2024 rookie campaign. 13.6 points per game on 39% shooting. It wasn't Steph Curry-level efficiency, but it was respectable for a 22-year-old adjusting to the pros. Nobody expected her to splash threes from the logo or orchestrate pick and rolls like Chris Paul.
But the point is, you're posting this, you've got a game at 11 a.m. Central Time, and you are a 6'3" forward shooting 36% from the field, and you're averaging over 3 points less a game than you were last year, and you can't even get a block shot at your height. You're also, by the way, down a rebound and a half a game. And this is what you're worried about, is social media chatter. And look, she must... I think here's the thing. She must love this. Otherwise, she wouldn't keep crashing out and posting things like this. Guys, this is cringe.
Whoever came up with the rebounds thing, y'all ate that up. Because rebounds, rebounds, anything that comes off that board, it's mine.
What they did expect was for her to convert the easy ones, those point-blank shots within 3 feet of the basket. Instead, it's been a frustrating mix of hustle, hype, and missed opportunities. If you had $1 for every layup she's botched this season, you could probably buy the Sky's front office and still have change for a courtside hot dog. But this drama isn't just about box scores. Behind closed doors, the Sky's locker room is a powder keg. Insiders paint a grim picture. Post-game meetings that feel like group exorcisms, with voices raised to glass-shattering decibels, fingers pointed like loaded weapons, and chairs allegedly shifted in ways that suggest they were inches from being hurled. This isn't a team hashing out strategies over smoothies. It's a full-blown meltdown, with unresolved tension thick enough to choke on. Veterans in particular are reportedly fed up. Sources whisper that some players feel Reese is getting chances they'd never be allowed to fumble. Missed shots, defensive lapses, and all. One insider put it bluntly: there are girls in that locker room who think she's coasting on hype. That's not frustration, that's resentment.
Is under fire from the Chicago Sky general manager. The general manager names Angel Reese by name and says, "We need more out of you." Now I'm scrolling through Twitter, doing my thing. You guys know how I do. Got the air breezing through my hair in those Twitter streets. I do. And I take a look and I see something that catches my attention. The Chicago Sky make a request to Angel Reese amid losing streak. Interesting. What is this request?
And resentment in a team sport is a death knell. It fractures chemistry, poisons trust, and turns winnable games into blowouts. Say goodbye to playoff dreams and hello to off-season drama. Hardlyaka's press conference was the public spark, but the fire's been smoldering for weeks. His "we need more out of Angel Reese" line was just the appetizer. The main course? A cryptic jab that raised eyebrows. We need her to help us in other ways too. Other ways. What does that mean, Jeff? Handing out foam fingers at halftime? Running the team's X account? In basketball speak, other ways isn't code for makeup tutorials or motivational Instagram captions. It's about the intangibles. The dirty work that separates good players from great ones. It's diving for loose balls, locking down opponents, bringing fire to the huddle. It's the energy, grit, and leadership that hold a struggling team together when the jump shot isn't falling. Reese's rebounding is tenacious, her work ethic undeniable. But the Sky need more than boards and hustle. They need her to be the glue, not the lightning rod. The irony is brutal. The Chicago Sky leaned hard into the Chai Barbie persona, encouraging Reese to embrace the spotlight. Brand deals, red carpet appearances, photo ops at fashion galas.
It says here, guys, that the general manager, Jeff Pagliocca, is it Pagliocca or Pagliosa? You guys know I'm bad with names. But pretty much, he's opened up the publications about his team's performance and shared his thoughts on how Angel Reese could contribute more to their team's goals, and admits he's disappointed with the start to the WNBA season. What did you expect, Jeff? You sold your future for the present. You really had in your head that Angel Reese is a #1 talent. She's a superstar. And you guys continue to
inflate her head, inflate her mindset, which feeds the mentality.
They wanted the glitz, craved the buzz. They needed a Gen Z magnet to revitalize a fan base that had grown stale since the team's 2021 championship. Reese delivered, racking up millions of followers and turning heads with her larger-than-life presence. But now, when she's a little rusty at practice after a late-night event, the front office acts shocked, clutching their pearls like she showed up to shoot around in stilettos. They built the hype machine, cranked it to 11, and now they're mad at spitting out sparks. Pagliacca, who architected this roster and signed off on every marketing stunt, is dodging accountability while tossing Reese under a double-decker bus. It's a masterclass in deflection, and it's not going unnoticed. Let's talk about the optics, because they're dreadful. Why is Reese the first name out of Pagliacca's mouth? Why not Camila Cardoso, the offensive centerpiece who's been about as reliable as a dollar store umbrella in a hurricane?
Look, this page was never intended to talk about bias in sports, let alone the world, right? But there's clear...
Get into a bag. We're trying to flex on this? This is not impressive. Bro, this can't be real, dog. Does she know what me-bounds mean? T-shirts, sweatshirts, and hats. You really think you gonna make a lot of money with this merch? I saw a girl make a video. She was like, I can't wait to get my sweatshirt. I can't wait to get my hat and my me-bounds merch. Y'all remember when Russell Westbrook went to the Lakers? He was shooting poorly and they was calling him West Brick. But imagine if Westbrook would have took that West Brick and trademarked it and made t-shirts and sweatshirts. Me-bounds is an insult. It means all your rebounds are coming from your misses. You really want your fans to be rocking merch that actually insults your play? I mean, if you make a lot of money, you're gonna have thousands and thousands of people wearing merch that insults you. On top, oh, she turned it into a bag. We're trying to flex on this? This is not impressive. Bro, this can't be real, dog. Does she know what me-bounds mean? T-shirts, sweatshirts, and hats. You really think you gonna make a lot of money with this merch? I saw a girl make a video. She was like, I can't wait to get my sweatshirt. I can't wait to get my hat and my me-bounds merch. Y'all remember when Russell Westbrook went to the Lakers? He was shooting poorly and they was calling him West Brick. But imagine if Westbrook would have took that West Brick and trademarked it and made t-shirts and sweatshirts. Me-bounds is an insult. It means all your rebounds are coming from your misses. You really want your fans to be rocking merch that actually insults your play? I mean, if you make a lot of money, you're gonna have thousands and thousands of people wearing...
Cardoso, drafted to be the Sky's anchor in the paint, has underperformed, yet she's escaped the GM's wrath. Or what about the absence of Courtney Vandersloot, one of the league's most experienced playmakers, who's sidelined for the season? Without her, the Sky's offense is a disjointed mess, yet Pagliacca's laser-focused on Reese. It reeks of selective memory, or worse, favoritism. Either way, it's a bad look for a GM who's supposed to be the steady hand guiding a rebuilding franchise. And then there's Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's golden child, who's making Reese's struggles look even starker by comparison. While the Sky implode, Clark is out here rewriting the script for what a rookie can do. Her 2025 stat line is absurd. 19 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds per game, with a triple-double tossed in like it's a Tuesday night pickup game. She's launching threes like she's got cheat codes enabled, shooting 50% from deep, and packing arenas with fans who'd sell their car for a signed jersey. ESPN reported 66 million viewers for her games, while other WNBA matchups struggle to crack double digits. Clark isn't just a player. She's a needle mover, a one-woman economic stimulus package for the league. And she's doing it with decorum. No clapbacks, no sulking, just buckets and handshakes. As one fan put it on X, she's the GOAT. She signed my jersey and I cried. Reese, meanwhile, is hustling for boards and post-game hugs. But her jump shot looks like someone swapped the ball with a greased watermelon. Her 12-rebound, 4-point, 2-assist games are gritty. But they're not moving the needle when the Sky are losing by 29 points to Clark's Indiana Fever, even without Clark on the floor. The contrast is brutal, and it's fueling a narrative that's hard to shake. Clark is the prodigy, the league's future, while Reese is the overhyped project who can't finish at the rim. It's unfair, but sports aren't about fair. They're about results, and right now, Reese's results are getting dragged harder than a bad TikTok dance. Social media isn't helping. Reese's fans, loyal to a fault, hype her every move, but the X streets are ruthless. Critics mock her shooting woes, with one viral post quipping, "Angel Reese hitting the backboard like it's a piñata." She's leaned into the noise, turning missed rebounds into a merch line. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats emblazoned with "My Bounces." It's a bold flex, reminiscent of Russell Westbrook embracing Westbrick during his Lakers stint. But there's a catch. "Me Bounces" isn't just catchy. It's a dig, implying her rebounds come from her own misses. If the merch takes off, thousands of fans will be rocking gear that low-key insults her game. It's a gamble, half genius, half cringe, and it's got X buzzing. One user wrote, "Does she know what miss means? This can't be real, dog." But let's not pretend this is all on Reese. The Sky's dysfunction runs deeper than one player's shooting slump. Pagliaca's roster moves have been questionable, banking on unproven talent and a rookie to carry a franchise. Coach Teresa Weatherspoon's offensive scheme, built around Cardoso, has collapsed without Vandersloot's playmaking. The team's defense is a sieve, and their shooting is so bad it's practically performance art. Yet somehow Reese is the lightning rod for a storm the front office created. It's not just about basketball anymore. It's about branding and optics. The Sky marketed Reese as the TikTok queen, the LSU legend meant to ignite fan engagement. When she's bricking layups and trailing by 20, though, nobody's buying jerseys or watching lip-sync videos. Branding is cute, but buckets matter. The whispers are getting louder. Pagliaca is reportedly combing through other rosters, with scouts circling polished forwards like hawks. No one's shouting trade yet, but the smoke is there, and where there's smoke, there's usually a Woj bomb waiting to drop. At 22, Reese is still learning the league, but the WNBA doesn't hand out grace periods. She's shown flashes of brilliance, tenacious rebounding, infectious energy, a work ethic that rivals anyone. She said it herself. "I put my head down and work every day. The results will show." But in Chicago, patience is a luxury, and the clock is ticking. This isn't a cancel Angel story. She's not a lost cause, not even close. Her potential is still sky high, and her hustle is undeniable. She's one of the hardest working rookies in the league, and her rebounding alone makes her a force. But potential needs to translate into production, or it's just noise. The Sky banked on her being the cornerstone, the face of a rebuild, the spark to reignite a franchise. So far, they've gotten turbulence instead of takeoff, flashes of brilliance clouded by growing pains. The locker room is fracturing, the fans are restless, and Pagliaca's got his finger hovering over the rebuild button. The Sky's message is loud and clear. This is a business, not a fan club. Reese's Chi Barbie shine is dimming, and the same spotlight that made her famous is now making her sweat. She wanted to prove she was more than hype, and she still can. But in the WNBA, you don't get long to figure it out. You either finish strong or get finished. If Reese doesn't turn things around soon, this won't be a story about a young player learning the ropes. It'll be about a franchise that gambled big on a name and lost even bigger on the scoreboard.
So Angel Reese came out and had a 12 rebound, 4-point, 2 assist game in the absence of Caitlin Clark tonight. Angel, they're not coming for you. They're coming to watch the prodigal son or daughter, Caitlin Clark. So as the Indiana Fever beat the Chicago Sky by 29 points without Caitlin Clark, I asked the EBT community, do y'all have eyes? Like, these two players have nothing in common. This league is going the way that it's going because Caitlin Clark exists.